Hey, what's up guys, Thomas Roger here. Today's video is going to be episode 8 of the road to Subtract, and yeah, let's get straight on with the video, let's go. So first we're going to talk about, you know the other week where Ed was on, I think Sheeran, where Ed said the apparent documentary about the stage and all that, apparently that Ed said the tour documentary is apparently to come just before Ed tours Australia, New Zealand next year, and yeah, let's play that interview for you now, guys.
It's a big show. I've got 72 tons of steel above me, and I can't explain how difficult the structure to hold the PA system is, but the cable system we've just made a documentary on it because like it's that much of a feat of it's a really cool show basically.
When's this documentary coming out? Do we know? I
think it's coming out just before my Australian tour in Australia, but I'm sure we've got the footage of it to.
And also, Ed talks about a documentary about his personal life as well. But it could be two different documentaries. But yeah, guys, you know. But I do think the tour documentary could come with Subtracts potentially, or just before Subtracts comes out officially. I'm not entirely too sure. And then the second documentary about Ed's life could come very later on. It's like with the two different versions of Subtracts, like. The main Subtracts come in February, and maybe potentially the second Subtracts could come at the end of 2023. But I'm not entirely too sure, or maybe 2024. But I'm not entirely too sure, guys. But yeah, I'll play that little clip from the Breakfast Club of where Ed's saying about the documentary about his life.
People want your life.
Totally.
They want to know about the wife and the kids. Like, but no, I just want to give them the music.
It's an odd line, isn't it? Because I think kids are always off the table. Mm-hmm. Like there's no point with that. But it's interesting with my life with Cherry because the songs are about it. So there's obviously interest in it, and you know we're shooting a documentary at the moment around my life, and there was a big conversation about what do we include, and I think that as long as it's honest and it links in with a theme of something that's in a song, like there's no point putting something in if it is just detrimental to your life, I think. But yeah, it's definitely, there's a fine line, isn't it? Because we're all public figures. Everyone's interested in what you talk about, your personal life on the radio. You talk about your personal life on the radio. Therefore, you've somewhat opened the door. But then there's also this
boundary,
preaching privacy of being like, oh, actually, I'm a human being. That sometimes people forget. So yeah, it's a very fine line. But that's why you've been to my house in Suffolk. Like that's why I live where I live, and I don't live in Los Angeles, and I don't. My life as a celebrity is switched on when it needs to be switched on. So I come to New York, and I'm working this week. So I'm doing the TVs and I'm doing the radios, and I'm a celebrity for the week. But when I go home, I'm a friend, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a son. And that's my you can't bring celebrity baggage into a pub in Suffolk. You just have to be yourself.
Also, guys, I wonder if there's going to be many interviews for Subtracts because there isn't. I don't think there's going to be many interviews for Subtracts. I don't think as many as Equals, to be honest. I do think only a few interviews. Maybe one with Zane Lowe. Maybe that SBTV interview where Ed had a little interview at. Jamal Edwards' Self-Belief Trust charity event. There was a little interview. I put a picture, and it still isn't out yet. The interview is still not out yet, and I wonder if that was for Subtracts. And I don't think we're going to get as many interviews for Subtracts. Who knows? I could be wrong. I could just surprise release the album, and that's it. And then, yeah, not many interviews, I don't think, for Subtracts. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, guys, and also, guys, you know, the potential of intimate shows next year in America, potentially. Like, yeah, Ed was, you know, talking to fans at the last show, the first leg of the Mathematics tour. And, yeah, you know, like, potential intimate shows, like an intimate show a day after a stadium show, which could be really, really good for, like, Ed would, like, you know, the big stadium shows. Ed plays his songs from his other albums, and then the small intimate shows, the songs that Ed plays, the Subtract songs. And yeah, I'll play, guys, that little clip now. Credits to Ed Sheeran Mathematics Store on Instagram. Yeah, I'll play that Fucking hell.
It's because the new album's like really stripped and acoustic. I'm gonna do the big gigs, and then the day after I'll do a theatre of just the new album, and then I'll just do that throughout the tour. So for every big gig there'll be a small gig. When I do the small gigs, I'll be doing all the tour.
No, we will. We will.
What, for the small shows?
Yeah, that's right.
There'll be. I'm doing a lot of them. I'm doing for every stadium show I'll do a theatre basically. Well, for every city. So if I play in Boston, the next night I'll be playing at a theatre in Boston. Kind of.
So, and also the last thing, well, that I've wrote down for episode 8 of the Road Subtract merch. Like last week that I was on about, or the other, I don't know, other 2 weeks ago, I don't know, but the other couple of episodes I've been talking about the physical, like CDs, vinyls, cassettes. Now, what Subtract merch, you know, like imagine if we get a Subtract t-shirt, like different types of Subtract t-shirts with the white Subtract symbol, or I don't know, it could be anything. A Subtract hoodie, a Subtract long sleeve, a Subtract, anything Subtract pretty much, a Subtract long sleeve, yes, just talks about that. Yeah, Subtract, everything Subtracts pretty much, yeah. Also, we need one of these for Subtract, you know, and limited edition wall poster right here, you know, right here. Hopefully, there's going to be hopefully there's going to be more than 10,000 of like Subtract. Like, for example, I'll put it on the screen again. I do think every single song of Subtract is going to have their own symbol, like the equals butterflies and the divide symbols as well. Which I cannot wait for, like for the Subtract symbols for potentially Dancing with My Eyes Closed and Boats already on Ed's North Face jackets, which Ed's been wearing. Teasing the potential Subtract songs as well, yes. Also, guys, I think we need mathematics calculators. Yes, we need mathematics calculators as merch, you know, like all the plus, multiply, divide, equals, and subtract, like click on them, yes. And maybe have number 6 symbol as well, and number 5 symbol as well in there as well. That would be amazing. Mathematics calculator for Ed Sheeran merch, because we need that, guys. And we need a petition on mathematics merch. No, on the mathematics calculator, guys. Yes, it is a merch idea. A must merch calculator, an Ed Sheeran calculator, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. This video, you know. Yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Subtract, guys. You know, even though it's going to be emotional, heart-wrenching, Ed's most heartbreaking album ever, like gut-wrenching album ever, pretty much, that Ed's ever done. Also, I hope We Are is on Subtract. Yeah, We Are is about a childhood friend who sadly died when Ed was a teenager. He sadly died on a school trip, and We Are was never released on an album. None of Ed's independent albums, not on any independent EPs, and especially none of his albums, like official studio albums. So I think We Are is the perfect time to release on Subtract, in my opinion. And we know Ed's performed We Are a few times, you know, on quite a good few times, live performances of We Are, but we've never got a studio version, like a proper studio version of We Are. But yeah, maybe because it's so personal for Ed to release it, and also it's a song. One of the people at Ed's record label before Ed got signed, I think it was live at the Bedford pub, I'm not entirely too sure. He was there, and then a few months after, Ed got signed to a major record label, you know, which is amazing, because yeah, We Are on Subtract, because it fits so well because of the theme of death, you know, pretty much, yeah, of the concept of Subtract, and all the songs, or most of the songs on Subtract, are about that topic, that sad topic, you know, and yeah. So yeah, guys, I think that's about it, this video on episode 8 of The Road Subtract, and nothing much is happening, you know, pretty much. I do think in the new year, in January, we're going to get plenty of stuff about Subtract, but right now I'm trying to make up ideas of what to talk about Subtract, but I I've still got plenty of things to talk about, like hopefully in the next few weeks, but I don't know, I'm not too sure about some tracks. But plenty of stuff in the new year in January. And yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video of episode 8 of the Road Sub Tracks, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.